Hi, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Inner Monologues. Mimetic, desires. That's exactly what I'm talking about today. I don't know how to pronounce it. There are different people saying mimetic, everything. But what exactly is mimetic desires? Well, desires, we know what exactly that is, isn't it? So, mimetic desires are basically the idea that humans or people do not want things on their own. Instead, every desire that we have is learned by wanting things by copying another person. I think it was given by a French philosopher or a thinker, Rene Girard, or I don't remember, I could be pronouncing it wrong as well. So, basically, desire has three things: the subject, a model, and the object. Subject is like what you are the subject. The person you want to copy or you want to be like is the model, and what you want is the object. So I am saying that all the desires are not born inside us. You think you want something because it is good, but you really want it because someone else has it or likes it first, and then you feel that you think that person liking it is cool, so you also eventually like it. And the models are like, people you look up to. It could be, famous stars, sportsmen, boss, friends, a popular person, all of that. This is exactly what mimetic desire means. So, I feel it's, whatever we desire is not exactly ours. Like, it's not something unique to us. We always like something or general things, everything based on what other person has. We make all of our choices in life based on the desire, which is also desire, like end of the day it's a desire. All of that is based on copying somebody else because we thought that looks nice and we want to mimic that person and all of that. So basically every desire we have is a lie that we tell ourselves that we want it, but actually our heart wants it because someone else had it. See, it's good if it's you're seeing something else, and if it's a good thing and then we want that, that's good, really good. Where am I going with all this? Wait, let me take a pause and tell it again. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that the value of the objects is not objective, it's subjective. And subjective value is determined based on our relationship with others. We could say that value is intersubjective. We assign value to things according to what other people want. Nobody anymore have something that they like. They like it because somebody else likes it or somebody they think cool likes it. The people who we look to for guidance about what to want literally transfigure the object before our eyes. Say you walk into a store and you see a lot of dresses, or let's say books. There's hundreds of books in a particular store that you walk into. Nothing you like first, but the moment you see some book that you saw on TikTok or Instagram or a Bookstagram, or someone you think is a good reader or well-known person has posted on their account, or you have seen them carrying that book jumps at you, and then suddenly you want to buy that book because no longer it's one book, it's the book that your idol or your favorite person or the one you look up to had or has. So it's a different thing. Like, that book was different from what it was 5 seconds before you saw it, before you started wanting it. And it doesn't have to be a book, it can be anything. It can be a shirt, it can be food, it can be shoes, whatever. The path between us and the thing that we want is never straight. It's always curved. It goes through or around the models. That is the people who we look up to. So, models or people, groups or things help us know what we want. We do it all the time, how we choose brands, schools or dishes, books, colored dress that we want to wear, the hairstyle we want, the choices of words, how we choose to conduct ourselves, the movies that we watch. Oh my god, people these days, I see a lot of fake cinephiles. Like, they watch movies because someone else deemed it cool. Like, I don't know, watching all Christopher Nolan movies, even if you don't understand, just because it's a cinematic experience. I agree with that. But if you do it just for the sake that everybody else does it, and if you do it, you'll be called a cinephile, it's wrong. You should watch it if you like it. I think that's something that's very important people to understand. Like, you need to know what you like, what you want. It's nothing wrong in wanting something that everybody else wants. Nothing wrong in that at all. It's a basic human instinct. If we need those, we end up, seeing others like that way. And it's just like weird when people just go after things that everybody else wants. What do you want, bro? Okay, everybody is doing something, everybody is wearing jeans, but are you comfortable wearing jeans? You need not wear it or do something just because everybody else is doing. And if you don't do, nobody is going to alienate you itself. Be comfortable with yourself. Be happy with yourself, and then that time, it will not matter whether the other person is going to accept you or not. I know it's hard to say, everybody needs acceptance, you want to be accepted by society and all of that. But it's kind of key to accept yourself first. A desire, it's not just an object that we pursue. There's a lot of instinctual bias that comes to it. We are constantly guided by something subconsciously in choosing something. What model of car should we buy? Influenced by all the movies you watched, all the people around you, which car they have, the social status associated with it, the color of the car, model of the car, make of the engine, everything. What style clothes you should wear. The more abstract the thing is, the more mimetic desire usually comes into play. Our central nervous system certainly isn't going to give us any clear or intelligible answers. But models can. Models are people who show us what is worth wanting. That is why, why do they have these fashion shows and stuff? And why the models need to look absolutely good. The dress, however it is, the person who is wearing it also enhances it. So if the person is really good looking, absolutely fit, to wear that dress, our mind automatically will start liking that dress. That's how I see it. Models are like people who seem farther up ahead on the path that we are on. They can see around a corner that we can't see around. We assume that they have some insight into which direction to go that we do not. In short, we assume they have something that we do not, that they possess some quality of being that we do not. And so we start following them. Mimetic desire means that we make many of our choices according to the desires of others, our models. If we choose something that nobody else seems to want, we begin to doubt that we have made the right choice. If somebody likes a particular dress and we do not like it, or somebody watched a movie, they liked it and you don't like it, you start questioning whether you have the same cinematic taste, or can you actually understand those kind of films, and you start feeling insecure and then start seeking validation, so end up watching movies that you do not like. You start looking for social proof, watching some unknown French movie just because then only you'll be considered cinephile is just absurd. Movie watching is for the sake of enjoyment, so that you feel nice. Everything you need to do to make sure that you feel nice and not seek validation. Desire always needs something to latch on to. It's not something that's going to keep floating. It needs something, some kind of thing. There's no such thing as I like it, I want it. There's always I like it because of this, so I want it. It has become like that. And there's no end to desire because there's always more models. And I think it's really crazy that desires are so strong and so superficial these days because of Instagram as well. Also, types of social media. Because the models are models per se, like both actual modeling models and objects of our desire, or through whom we are taking the desire, are so many completely amazing people. They are sometimes the versions that we want to be. So, very hard. It becomes very hard. People start comparing themselves to such models and, want to do something like them. So, what they do, they start mimicking everything that the person is doing, that their model is doing. Let's say they don't eat non-veg just because they want to be the version that model is. They start eating non-veg food. It is not. They don't like it. They have like a physical aversive reaction to it every time they see it or eat it, but they still end up eating it because someone else is doing it. Or they hate coffee. They drink coffee so that it looks cool. Go to Starbucks, get a coffee, post that on social media. They do it because it's cool, but they don't enjoy it. They just do it as a task. Then where's the fun in life? Where is the fun? Life is meant to be enjoyed doing things that we love, that we get to choose. See, there's nothing wrong at the same time. Like, okay, my model does it. I like it. I'm doing it. There's nothing wrong in it either. But where does the problem come, do you know? The problem comes when the models are very close to you. When you and your model want the same exact thing, you start becoming rivals. Because you both want the prize, you start to fight over it, which can lead to big problems in groups and societies. What do I mean by that? It's like, how do I say it? It becomes a huge problem. Why does it become a problem? You were fighting for something, so it becomes toxic at one point in time. See, since mimetic desire creates problems because human wants are not original. People copy what others want. It leads to rivalry, social conformity, societal violence also. See, as everybody copies the exact same goals and values from their peers, individual differences will start vanishing and turning community into a mass of identical competitors. Why would you want to be just another random copy of somebody else? It's crazy. And it's kind of, I feel it's an empty achievement. Achieving goals driven purely by imitation of career status, trendy items often leaves people feeling hollow because the desire did not come from within you. You did it because it's how everybody does it. Everybody has done it, you want it done. You got it. What about after that? Why did you start this? That's something that I feel like. That's why, you should have your own sense of self. You should know what you like, what you want. It's completely fine if you want it because somebody else wants it. But you should not change your definition of self to mimic them. But the desire that you get from seeing a model should be attached to you. Like, it should be added to you, not transformed. That's what I try to say. So now coming to the question of, before that, as I told you, social media is a mimetic desire machine. It presents like so much of curated feed. Everything, people's lives, bodies, relationships, choices, everything was visible in a way that no other generation has gone through. So the algorithm starts learning what we want and then starts controlling us. Suddenly we feel like we want something, but we can't explain why. We just want it and we buy it because we want it now. What can you do to become conscious of this, mechanism? You can start examining your desires rather than simply following them. You can ask with genuine curiosity rather than self-judgment. Don't judge yourself. Ask is this idea yours or did you borrow it? Either way, nothing is wrong. It is yours, great. You want to borrow it, great. It should be added to you. That idea should be added to your routine. Should be added to you, the sense of you. Not transform yourself and completely become into another different person. That is not authentically you. It's because you should understand. See, everything starts with how do you want to be perceived. But you should decide that. You should know what you want. Take a lot of time you want. See different people, see different models. But you need to take something from everybody that you want. There's no one single person that has everything good. And I think in one of my previous episodes I talk about how you should not have one role model but learn one thing from everybody in your life. No one person is 100% good and no one person is 100% bad. I think you should check that episode out. Do we need role models? Yes, you can check that out. So basically, you should start questioning yourself about what do you want when nobody else is watching. This is most useful question and the hardest question probably, I don't know. But you should think, it's not about what you think you should want, not what would make a good story, what actually makes you feel most like yourself when there's no audience for it. What if you don't have to post this? What if you don't have to tell anybody about this? Will you still do it? Answer the question for yourself. And another question maybe, You should spend time in solitude deliberately, Learn what you actually think and want when the social feed goes quiet. Maybe you should also try to reduce the model exposure. Like, you cannot want what you cannot see. Curating your social media feed is a decision about whose desires you are allowing to get planted in your mind, in your subconscious mind, which controls everything. Subconscious mind's power is unlimited. What you feed is what you become. I definitely believe in that. Pursue things that makes no sense to anybody else. The desires that are hardest to explain, the ones that feel slightly off script, are often the ones most worth following. Start noticing when you feel jealous and get curious about it. Why are you getting jealous? What is the insecurity that has been touched unintentionally? It's like it's not like you see somebody with a Porsche or something and you'll be like, I'm jealous by it. I mean, like, if you are jealous of a person that they have money, financial security, resources, or you see them having a flashy dress, you need to realize that you can forget the flashy stuff and focus on being financially comfortable and all those kind of things. You need to start defining your own metrics, like, what is your definition of success? What is your definition of happiness? What is your definition of joy? If you can only feel success when others recognize it, the metric is mimetic. Suddenly people are taking interest in movies, old French movies, old Japanese movies, or Korean movies. I don't know. Suddenly everybody wants to do it, or everybody wants to go to Japan. Everybody in their 20s is going to Japan. Like, bro, why is everybody end up in Japan? They're doing it. Nobody even the ones who have no connection to Japan, like, not at all, are end up there, get wasted, drink, and then come back. You need to understand why you're doing it. You have to start having goals in your life. Clear your life fill them with your own interests, passions, and values. Ensure that you're living aligned with them. Choose your models wisely. Choose them consciously. Consider whether you want things because they have it or because they are in alignment with your soul, your values, your interests, and passions. The examined life, as Socrates said, is the only one worth living. He didn't say the original life, he said the examined life. There are some parts of this episode taken from an Substack article written by Emilina Lomas on how to live a anti-mimetic life, feeling good with Emilina. You can please go check that out as well. Apart from that, half of them are my thoughts. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.